Let us now take a look at some basic operations that we can do with dictionaries. So here I have this dictionary like before. If I ask for its length, that will simply count how many key value pairs there are in this dictionary, which in this case is 4. I can search for a particular key in the dictionary. I could basically say, do you have a value associated with, in this case, Roman 5? And it will say true, because it has a key v which has an associated value. If I ask for the value, that we cannot search for. So this would actually be looking to see, is there a key 284 in here? And of course none of the keys are 284. I can iterate through the keys in a dictionary. For example, I could say for every key k in maths, print this k, and this would simply list out the keys for me. If I'm interested in the values, I can run a similar for loop. I would have to say for v in maths.values, so this is a method on the dictionary object maths, I could print v, and that would of course print the values. Now what if I wanted to print both the keys and the values? Well, it's quite similar. I would say for k comma v in maths.items. So this would examine all the items in this dictionary. Remember, every item is of the form key comma value, and in this case I want to say class k scored this particular marks, and then this would print exactly this information using these nice formatted strings. Now it's important to remember that dictionaries, just like lists, are mutable. So here is an example illustrating that. I have this dictionary, I'm printing here its ID. Now I'm going to do some operations that will actually modify this dictionary. But observe that right at the end, when I again print out the ID of maths, I get the same value. This means that the variable ID is pointing to the same object, but that object has mutated because of the operations that I'm about to do. So let us say I first add a new key. I say maths 2, Roman numeral 2, is not measured. So I'm saying add a new key value pair. For the key 2, I want the value to be not measured. Notice that just like with a list, the items in a dictionary could be heterogeneous. So far, all the items in the list have a string key and an int value. But here I'm putting the string 2 as the key and the string not measured as the value. I can also do something like this. I can say, find me the value associated with key 3 and increase it by 1. So now when I print this maths dictionary, I will get that key 3 is associated with 307. Remember earlier, key 3 was associated with the value 306. So I have mutated the information inside the dictionary while keeping the object the same. Furthermore, I have added one more key that did not appear earlier, and this key is associated with the value not measured. Now, there are many other things to look at in the documentation of dictionaries. Here I want to flag one important piece of information. So as per the current implementation of dictionaries, they preserve insertion order. So when I created this dictionary, I inserted a bunch of items in a certain order. They preserve that order. When I now add one more key value pair, that one gets added right at the end. Now, if you read the documentation, you will find that this happened during one of the updates to Python. It is possible that a future update to Python will actually change this. The designers of Python are constantly trying to improve the language. Sometimes those improvements take the form of a data structure that is more efficiently implemented. And because they are seeking to make the data structure fast, they might change some of these conditions. So it's important to check the documentation to make sure that the code works as you are expecting it to. What are the assumptions you can make? You might have to read this documentation.